It's like real school, like my kids are going to third grade. I'm very emotional about it.
Quinta Brunson shares the sweet bonds made behind the scenes on ABC's Abbott Elementary. And we've got the stories that define the week on People in 10. I'm Andrea Belke, bringing you everything you need to know about pop culture right now. We've got 10 minutes, so let's dive right in with the first 5. Starting with this week's double People cover story, which honors the lives of 2 Hollywood giants. Film legend Sidney Poitier died last Thursday at the age of 94. Born to Bahamian farmers, he grew up to become the first black man to win a Best Actor Oscar.
It is a long journey to this moment.
For his role in 1963's Lilies of the Field.
Now get that very straight and cut that out.
He went on to star in 3 more iconic movies that explored race and class in provocative ways, including In the Heat of the Night. Poitier's accolades also include a knighthood and a Presidential Medal of Freedom. And we're paying tribute to Bob Saget after his shocking death on Sunday at 65 years old. The late comedian is being remembered not only as a beloved TV dad,
if you ever have any doubts, that's what I'm here for,
but also an amazing friend, a passionate advocate, a loving father.
I have 3 daughters. They mean the world to me.
And a devoted husband.
I adore her, and she's fantastic. So I'm a very lucky man.
A source tells us that Bob's wife, Kelly, spoke to him on the phone just hours before his death, and she recalled him sounding really happy. Kelly told People in a statement that Bob was her absolute everything. She's completely shattered and in disbelief, but so deeply touched by the outpouring of support and love.
Meanwhile, his Full House co-stars remembered him as someone who always made them laugh until they cried.
In a joint statement, the cast says that they're grieving as a family and are grateful for all of their memories of Bob. They remember him as a brother to the guys, a father to the girls, and a friend to all. He really did have some very close bonds.
I've got some great bromances. I've got John Stamos is my brother, Dave's my brother, John Mayer is my brother. I mean, I'm very, very, Jonathan Silverman. I'm very lucky to have the people that I have.
He was just a very adored person.
Bob was the sweetest. He was the sweetest man.
In addition to memorable roles on the small screen and Broadway, Saget was also a respected stand-up comedian.
I'm very lucky to be able to play both sides of that fence.
And he did so well. Switching gears to a story you've been following closely on People.com. Former adult film star Jenna Jameson has been diagnosed with Guillain-Barré syndrome, a rare neurological disorder.
Jenna's husband shared the news on Instagram after she found herself unable to walk.
Her legs started to not hold her.
An MRI and a spinal tap confirmed the diagnosis. In Guillain-Barré cases, the body's immune system mistakenly attacks the nervous system, causing muscle weakness and temporary paralysis.
Jenna checked in a couple days later, saying that she had started infusion treatments. Her husband also said she's doing physical therapy to try and stand again.
We're just working towards getting better.
Jenna later clarified in an Instagram post that this was not a reaction to the COVID-19 vaccine.
And in her stories, Jenna thanked her fans for their support.
I see all your DMs and I appreciate it so much.
And in more from this week's issue, 3-time Olympic gold medalist Shaun White is contemplating his future beyond February's Winter Games in Beijing.
And I finally have to admit that I am human, and crashing and landing out of the sky and all these things, takes a toll, and I'm gonna give it everything I have to this Olympics, but I definitely am gonna just kind of see where the cards end up.
Shaun's also sharing how he met one of his biggest supporters, his girlfriend of nearly 2 years, actress Nina Dobrev.
She walks up to the hostess and, she's talking to her for a second, and I see the hostess do this smile and raise the menus over her face to hide her, self-blushing. And I'm standing there thinking oh, she must have been we got the old gold medalist over here. He wants the table. A couple members of the staff came out and were like, can we get a photo with her? And I was like, what is happening? What's going on?
Moving on to the Instagrams you've been loving this week. HBO's Euphoria is back.
You wish I was different! So do I!
And Zendaya had a warning ahead of the season 2 premiere, reminding fans that the show is for mature audiences. She teased this season as deeply emotional and potentially triggering. Kensington Palace released 3 new portraits over the weekend to mark Kate Middleton's 40th birthday, and royal watchers are still talking about the special meaning behind them. In one photo, the Duchess is wearing glittering diamond earrings that she borrowed borrowed from the queen. In another, her sapphire engagement ring is paired with diamond and pearl drop earrings, both of which belonged to her late mother-in-law, Princess Diana. And photographer Paolo Reversi revealed that this image was chosen by her husband, Prince William, and their kids. Great eye. Josh Duhamel put a ring on it, revealing that he proposed to his girlfriend Audra Mari by sending her a message in a bottle. Very happy for them. And we're not alone. Josh's ex-wife Fergie sent her well wishes in the comments. All right, now let's move on to some screen time. I am thrilled to be joined now by Quinta Brunson, creator and star of the new series Abbott Elementary, which airs Tuesdays on ABC.
Okay, everyone, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, except for Andrew, who is taking a principled stand against nationalism.
For these final 5 minutes of the show, I'm gonna ask you 5 questions. For question number 1, you have to give me 1 answer. For question number 2, you have to give me 2 answers, and so on. Let's get started. You play Janine, a passionate and driven teacher at Abbott Elementary, a public school in Philadelphia. The show is hilarious and heartfelt, but also shines a real light on what teachers are up against.
We do this because we're supposed to. It's a calling. You answered.
So what is one reason you felt called to do this series?
From spending time with my mother right before she retired, she was a school teacher, I saw that it was just the ripe ground for a workplace comedy.
Whose branzino is this? That is a very powerfully smelling fish to put in a shared fridge.
Don't touch it. I'm making it tonight at my cousin Annette's.
On the show, you work with a ton of kids. What was that experience like, and do you become attached to them?
A lot of the times they treated us as if we were their actual teachers. So I was really Miss Janine or Miss Teagues to them, and Tyler was Mr. Eddie, and kids really treated Abbott like a school. My class was my class for a whole season, and they made friends, and when they had to leave, they were actually like, we're not coming back to school. And the kids were all just darling, and I miss them already. I think about the idea of like, should we have another season? I won't have the same class. It's like real school, like my kids are going to 3rd grade. I'm very emotional about it.
There are so many details in this show that crack me up, like Janine's incredible art interpretation skills or her fear of ladders, which I saw you post on Instagram. We all have our quirks. So inspired by that, we want to get to know you better. So what are 2 of Quinta's quirks in real life that would make us laugh?
I really enjoy watching YouTube videos of amusement park rides, doing first-person recording all day long. I just think it's fascinating. I love playing Mario Party. Not most people's favorite game in the world to play, but I have such a good time.
Not only are you a talented comedic voice, but it seems like you're a huge fan and consumer of comedy as well. So besides Abbott Elementary, what are 3 TV shows, movies, or comedy specials that have made you laugh recently?
Unbiased, Jenna Jameson, fantastic comic. She also plays Ava on our show. She just had a comedy special come out.
He did not go to space. Correct me if I'm wrong. Like, space is... That's space, right?
Part of Netflix's The Stand-Ups. It's 6 incredible stand-ups. Southside is a show on HBO Max that is just a riot.
The best way to put it would be, oh, come on, who's ready to sing now?
It's definitely, it's rated R for sure. This season of Curb Your Enthusiasm has just been taking me out.
I see you.
The show is consistently excellent, but there's a character in this season called Maria Sophia.
2, 3.
And I don't know who this young woman is who plays this character, but I think she's a comedic genius.
Very good, bravo, yes, excellent, good job, very good.
While 2021 was a big year for you, besides being in a ton of TV shows, your book came out. She Memes Well is a series of essays about your life and experiences. Now, you've talked before about how memoirs often feel like a hug, and you want this book to feel like a hug for someone else. So what are 4 lessons or pieces of advice from the book that you'd want to share with a young reader?
I talk a lot in the book about evolution, how a meme evolves every time you use it. I definitely want younger readers to embrace that. I hope that we're coming out of the brand yourself era, because I feel like my generation was very affected by that. Be open to trying new things. I talk about cooking in the book and how cooking was just daunting. Go where you're appreciated and where you appreciate the people. My comedy experience was always going where what I had to offer was appreciated, and I got to work well with other people whose work I appreciated. I talk about hard conversations, hard realizations, and kind of landing in this place where I don't have the answers, and that's okay, and to not be too hard on ourselves.
All right, give me 5 reasons people should tune in to Abbott Elementary.
Funny. Jamal, what are you doing?
I had to go and the toilets don't work.
Cheryl Lee Ralph.
How's that optimism taste?
Lisa Ann Walter.
I could make more work in the street. Easy.
Janelle James.
What it do, baby boobs?
Me, Tyler, Chris Perfetti.
Whatever you do, I will co-sign it.
Yes!
That is how change works. Someone does something and somebody co-signs it.
Quinta, thank you so much for being here. Everyone, be sure to check out Abbott Elementary on ABC or streaming on Hulu. All right, time's up. See you next Thursday.